All right, so it's fucking cold in the Trapmobile. We're gonna do this without home money because he let down the team and is absent today. But I think for a good reason, and I'm excited to hear about it tomorrow. Hopefully, it will be an update with everyone. But I was like, fuck it, this is just gonna be a Terry special. So we got going on. And what I wanted to say is making these videos, I'm trying to dial them in and making them a little bit better. So that means a little bit shorter, probably more meat based. I still want to like demonstrate personality on the camera. But yeah, I want flow. I don't want a whole lot of edits. That's the whole idea, is just to make it easy and doable and hopefully inspire people in that way. Not to half-ass it, but just to like get it out there. That's more my thought. And yeah, it got me thinking about some things to talk about and things that I think are important to hit on. And a lot of people work, so I just wanted to be relatable. And I feel like with jobs, morale is so important, and a lot of places are really professional. I mean, I don't even know if that's what I want to say. Just the attitude of everyone is very boxed in, I feel like, and no one wants to be there. And just I don't know. I mean, it always depends where you are, and sometimes there's better places with more positive people and positive energies and more, openness. But a lot of times there's not, and there's a lot of friction, and that happens, And I always say that you want to over communicate, say more words necessary, just to fill in the picture of what you're trying to say, because a lot of people just interpret things wrong. It's kind of like texting, you don't get the full expression that you want to maybe say or portray. So yeah, just morale is very important, and I just took it as a leader to really control morale by like doing little things that I could do. And what I do is, try to bring in snacks and shit for everyone. Shout out EBT, use that EBT funds. But yeah, just like ways to get people a little bit more excited to get out of bed and greet you. And I feel like that's why we say, hi, how are you? To see how you are at a baseline before you really get into different manners. Kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, you want to know your headspace before you talk about things. So it's kind of like decompressing in a sense. So hi, how are you? It's not just polite. I think it's a reason to say hi, how are you? And that goes with morale too. I think just saying hi around the building is important. I'll say hi to people in public, and I do it because I just see how thrown off they are by someone saying hello to them and like stranger interactions. But I always really enjoy talking to people outside of my life and just in public, because sometimes they're really good hit-offs, and you have something that you think about during the day just because you made someone laugh or they made you laugh, or it just you hit it off well and the rhythm was good and shit. And it could be very small, it could be even with a hello. So think small, but just get the right idea going. And one thing also I wanted to say, the rest will free ball. Jose, I guess I'm just gonna dick ride him and glaze him because he's not here. I was gonna say it while he was here, but one quote that I remember from this guy, and I think he's so awesome for saying this, Jose, he was just like, technically I'm at my worst state right now, with everything going on, it's just not good, but I refuse to accept that because my attitude is so positive. How could it be my worst? Because I see all the good in the little things. And amen to that, because you dig deep, and life requires you to dig deep to find the good. And sometimes it's really hard. And a lot of sacrifice comes with the things you want, and discipline. And I don't know, sometimes we make things harder on ourselves, need be, but Just the fact that he said that really broke it down to me, because it's just like, it's up to you. Like, real talk, it's up to you. Yeah, your situation could be shitty, but it's your perspective. And yeah, just looking for those better days. And I've been thinking about it with my life, you know, just like not being where I want to be. And what that means for me is just, you know, with my girlfriend and growing mushrooms, you know, and just a safe space, you know, have security financially. And I'm not looking for a lot. I'm not trying to overshoot. I just want security within myself, and I feel very vulnerable and scared most days without it, you know. And every time I leave home, you know, or from where I'm from, you know, the town I'm from, when I visit, every time I leave, I know I'm making the harder decision. It's always something I don't want to do, but you know, it's all right, because I'm making the harder decision, and that's more of a career-based decision. And make hay while there's day is kind of the saying, like work hard while you can. And I don't want to get caught up in hustle culture, and I said that before. And yeah, maybe people cringe at the work-life balance, you know, saying, but like, dude, a lot of people in my family are workaholics, and I kind of see it as not a lot of self-love within my family. And I don't know, I also see the nobleness of working hard and providing for your family. But at a certain point, you know, why keep doing it? You know, I think we're all good, you know. It's like, it's just habit, you know. And yeah, and anything too much of something is an addiction. I heard that from Immoral Technique. He's a really cool rapper. He very political rapper, but knows his shit. And I think that's a good way to say it, because, you know, good and bad, just regardless, that's what addiction is. So I'm not trying to put a negative connotation to it, but even though I am, because like overworking yourself is just problematic. Like a window into my family, like that's how my uncle died. Probably not treating himself with the most love, and just kind of working, but he did it to provide. But the undertone to that is, I'm thinking like, why did you work yourself to death? You know, I mean, your body, you know, could give out on you, but like, yeah, I don't know how much I'm willing to share, you know, but it seems like I do want to say, like, just didn't get the checkups needed and the maintenance needed. So that was a bad remedy with being a workaholic. So yeah, I don't know, I guess numbers and money becomes a game, and it's a dopamine rush, and I could relate. Like, yeah, I like getting money and stuff, but I'm just trying to tiptoe through these problems that I see and I foresee other people having, and just kind of try to think it through. Because yeah, you're not gonna have it all mapped out in the beginning. It's impossible. So much happens, and you know, so much things you have to consider, and that's how you start overthinking. I remember being a kid and getting in trouble in school, and thinking of my story, getting my ducks in a row, and understanding like, oh fuck, I'm about to be interrogated by the principal. Like, I'm a little ass kid, and school is not my thing. Like, very problematic. So I would always try to like overthink what to say before I said it and shit like that. And through life, I really let go of that, but I still remember the overthinking of, that's where that came from, of just trying to have it all figured out so I don't get thrown off. But sometimes you just gotta freestyle that shit and have confidence within. Like, whatever problem I'm faced with, me right here in front of, I'm gonna get that shit figured out. And you gotta have that confidence within. And mushrooms really helped me with that inner strength, you know, just to keep going and be optimistic. Weed has helped me a lot with being optimistic. So yeah, but you know, my purpose is mushrooms, and I really want to inspire people through that. It's a hobby, but it's becoming a business, and that transition is very hard. But I'm thankful for work, because work shows me what it's like to prepare for a harvest, to clean after a harvest, and that rhythm of the week. you know, and preparing for the planting of the seedlings before they even go into a room. Like, it's just so much steps and to-dos and figuring this out and what's the best way to go about it, and then scaling that. I don't know if I'm going too far ahead, and I don't want to bite more than I could chew, and it seems like I do that a lot, and just have too much work on myself, too much pressure on my shoulders. So I like Jose's advice to slow down and live life calmly. So yeah, having him around really helps a lot. For lunch we got a banana, peanut butter. I saw this fucking video of a dude just like hammering down fucking peanut butter. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that for you guys. Not yet. And then I got a burrito that I gotta go back and warm up. So with saying how I want these videos to be a little shorter, I don't know what a good amount of time is. I want the flow to be there. I don't want to cut someone off like me or Jose, because I mean, it comes to a point where we gotta take off, you know, lunch is over. But like, I don't know, I want this to be, you know, flowed naturally. I want this to be natural as possible. So time, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. And I don't know what to do when he's not here. Do I still make a video? Yes, but like, the idea was the partnership between us for a better life in the future, buying our freedom. Fuck the money, you know, I'm not trying to be a greedy motherfucker, but like, I'm just being transparent about like, what do I do when he's not here if this is something we plan to do together? That's all I'm saying. Fuck, there was something else. No, I gotta eat this strategically, because banana's good, but I got fucking peanut butter here, so like, we're gonna get this right. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep posting. I want to get better with time, do these better, maybe get a nice little thumbnail going, and show that I actually give a fuck and actually like give you guys something worth watching. So that's the idea, that's the intention. But yeah, we're gonna be easy on ourselves because I got a lot going on during my fucking day. So just trying to make it easy on myself, but still do it. And the reassurance in my mind of just doing this and making it easy on myself has been awesome. Has really been awesome. And I want to say that because it goes to show you could do it too. I don't know if it's YouTube, but it's like fitness. Like, you don't have to go to the fucking gym to have fitness. Like, the world is your gym, you know. Wake up and do push-ups. Like, that is the habit maker, because it's just like doing the small things that you can meet yourself in the middle with. You don't need a whole gym in your basement. Yeah, you can work up to that, but like, there's no excuse at the end of the day. But I'm a lazy dude at times. I'm not very disciplined at times, but working it into my day just makes me a machine, you know? So we're gonna get this shit right. And yeah, be inspirational. Talk about what you're doing. You know, we mentioned keep your goals low key and what's important to you low key, but also if you could like, it's all about intentions. That's more so what I want to get at. Like, if your intentions are to inspire and like show love and like show people they could do it too because you're doing it and how it is, and it's just a different intention than just flexing on someone. I also never like how people get money and shit on people broke. Like, why? Like, why shit on your friends and shit, and why like be that dude, you know? But I'm riding the line here because I'm the type to want to flex money. I want to have cash in my pocket for the security reasons, but I also want to be the man, you know? Like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to be young, successful, handsome, inspirational. Like, these are the footsteps I'm trying to walk through. But yeah, so be inspirational. Don't be afraid to share things, but be action oriented. So maybe show something that you did instead of telling someone what you're gonna do, you know. And people do want to shit on the things you work hard on and nitpick it, but like, your real friends are gonna show support. And maybe it is real love to show, like, hey, I don't think this is good right here, but like, it's just the way you come across. You know, you could say that in a loving way, and you could say it in a dickhead way. So be a little bit more intentional, be considerate, think for people, which is fucking hard to ask of someone to do, but that's what I do as a man. And in a relationship, I kind of think things for her, like what would make life easier for her? Would she feel comfortable doing this? Like, before I say this, would it affect her in a certain way? So think before you do, but also find the balance in that, because like, fuck being an overthinker and then you shell yourself up and box yourself in. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. So that's why it's hard to say one thing definitively when it could be something that you needed to hear was opposite of that. So I'm just trying to give perspective, because, you know, some things become polar opposites of advice, but it's not like math, it's not algorithm, it's not 2 + 2 is 4, it's like poetry. And I learned that from Naval, so that is not nothing coming out of my soul, but I'm trying to explain it the way I understand it, and maybe there's more I need to understand to explain it, but this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at in life. So things are going good. My grandma, she's kind of on her last leg. Every time I see her, I treat it like the last. It's hard. It's hard to see that toll it's going to take on my family. I know it's going to be a bitch, because she's like the grandfather. Like, you know, like, everyone goes to her in a sense. Like, that's our grandma, you know? So, not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to, my wisdom teeth, they have to be taken out. I've heard some stories about that. I got reassurance going to the dentist yesterday, or the oral surgeon. He said he did this many times. Actually, a little bit with this. The motherfucker looked exactly like me, like a bald dude, clean shave, you know. He was smaller than me. He was a fucking, he had a muzzle. So, but besides that, you know, I asked him everything I wanted to ask, and he gave me reassurance, and the procedure seems pretty normal. I gotta get all 4 taken out, so I'm gonna go under. I'm worried about having no filter, and that's why I don't want my mom to come. I want my girl to take me. Hopefully it lines up with her schedule. So we'll see. We'll see. I may be a chickmunk, but I'm hoping to do it a Friday and then come back Monday. Okay, you know, we'll see. Hopefully I don't die. That is a concern. I like to think for the worst, which is a bad habit, because think of it like this. Creativity. We all have creativity in different ways, but creative spaces is, or hold on, let me say this. So creativity, you know, you could use creativity to create a beautiful movie in your mind. Fucking awesome. But you could also use creativity to have the negative side to it, where you imagine yourself in a horror film, living real life horror film, you know, or thinking the worst case scenario. It never fucking happens. Rarely fucking happens. You're not gonna really prepare for it either way. So thinking about it and obsessing about that thought isn't doing you any favors. So yeah, like, using creative, it's all creativity, you know, the scenarios you create in your mind. So try to do the good ones. Now, I'm scared as I say that. I'm like, it never fucking happens. So the good shit never fucking happens? Like, fuck. But, shit. You gotta grow out of your shell. We gotta keep it moving. You You can't stay neutral on a moving train. So I ain't gonna do that. I was also thinking about this. Fucking the new year. Start that shit in the winter, goddammit. It's like New Year, yay, now it's the hump of fucking winter that I gotta get through. And like go against the grain and work on these goals I wanna have while I'm not disciplined throughout the year. And then you start and we wanna be disciplined during the hardest point of the year. Like, fuck, you gotta really have some inner strength. But yeah, like I don't know, it's just like, imagine we had the new year in the summer. I think that would blossom into a fucking awesome year. I'm not trying to rework the system. I'm not even trying to question it, I guess, because as I worked this job, in the beginning I was white lighted eyes. I was just like, whoa, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? At a certain point, I just shut up and do the work because like he's been doing this for 4 years, so like I think he's got a good system going. So like me shooting all these shots in the dark, I felt like they weren't very constructive at a certain point. Like I got my point across, I give a fuck about this place and I want to see it grow and nourish and flourish, but I don't know. I just see like, yeah, he's got his shit aligned pretty dialed in from what I could tell. So I'll just try to learn, you know, just try to have a apprentice mindset and just take a step back. But I don't want to get mentally lazy, and I can't remember where I was in this topic, but yeah, I'll end it at 25. Fuck it. With YouTube, I don't know how much I want to share, how much I want to bring bad habits onto this channel. Basically talking about like marijuana. Like I don't think I want to like show smoking, talk about smoking, but maybe I wanted to do a whole topic on weed, you know, because I have a love-hate relationship with weed. But yeah, I don't know, maybe we should just keep it on my purpose, you know, mushrooms, and going down that road is a little hard because I go through struggles every fucking day with that shit, and it's brought so many blessings into my life. Mushrooms, the people that orbit mushrooms, the people that I fucking talk to that like mushrooms, like-minded people, they're fucking awesome, bro. Fucking awesome people for the most part. So I'm blessed, you know. I'm very happy with my decision and where I put my time and efforts. Now I want to make a point to like make my life a little bit more automated. Do the work once and hopefully it compounds. A mental shift that helped me with compounding is because I used to think of compounded things as like leverage. I was just like, how do you compound money? Like, yeah, I know at a certain point if your money grows, it could grow exponentially because that money is compounded into a snowball that just becomes an avalanche. But I just didn't understand it. But now I understand this part to compounded leverage or compound. I don't know, you could tell, but I don't know everything about it, but I'm fucking learning this shit. And you want to do the work once. Do the work once and then try to get paid for it. Example of that. And there's only so many ways you can make this work. That's why it's fucking hard and not talked about a lot. But I felt like with YouTube, I make the video once, talk for 25 minutes once, work hard on the editing, work hard on whatever, or do whatever I gotta do. And then 10 years from now, that growth will be exponential. So like, it's not like stocks where that money is turning into more money because more money makes more money. Views don't make views, but I mean, I guess they fucking do, you know? More attention attracts attention. So, I don't know, just create motion, y'all. Just keep trying your best. For me, just try your best. Try to be a go-getter. Try to network. use your voice. You have a voice. Use your talents. You have talents. And just indulge in a community you care deeply about. And I think you'll find yourself at the tipping point of where you want to be. So, have a good day.